What's up? What's up, creative faces? How y'all feel? What's going on? What's happening? We all live right now. Ella from K Sound, Creative Sound. That's what K Sound stands for, by the way. Creative Sound, Creative University. We are in the building. We are live right now. We got an interesting topic today on the stream. Yes, indeed. What's up with everybody? How you guys doing? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Devin is in the building. Blue Skis is in the building. Boy Wonder is here. 803 is here. What's up with everybody? What's good, guys? Really though, it's here in the building. We're gonna talk about this. We're gonna talk about it, guys. Read the title of the video. Is Studio 1.5 really #1 DAW? We're gonna talk about that subject. So right now we are doing something different on the stream. We have the PD70 mic made by Personas. Indeed. Yeah, so I told them I'll use the mic a little more. I like how it sounds actually. So this mic requires just a little bit of tweaking to get it to your spec. You know what I'm saying? But it's pretty cool. It's decent. I like how it sounds. Got it to sound close as possible to the SM35 that I wear around my head. And we just testing it out, see how I like it. So I respectfully disagree with S1 being the #1 DAW. And I respect your response. But we ain't even started talking about it yet. We ain't even dived in. So let me set the stage, right? I just had this idea to talk about Studio One today. And by the way, we have my first new sample pack that's up. That's what that is right there. So the pack brush is available for sale right now. It's only $15. So grab your guitar samples. My very first is a good pack. I'm not only saying that because I did it, but I've gotten some good feedback. And I'm gonna make everybody do reviews, and I'm gonna just have everybody do an honest opinion on what they think about the pack, and then we're gonna let the people talk to you guys. You know what I'm saying? You know. And also, we have courses, buy 2 courses at a discount rate. So the link is in the description of this video. If you want to invest in your production with those items, definitely I got courses I got mixing courses, I got vocal mixing courses, I have machine tutorial courses, I have Studio One in there. I got branding courses. What do you do when you make dope beats and how to get out there, right? I got you know my techniques, my the things I've learned, my experience as to how I got picked up for TV placements, you know, locking in with an agency, the kind of things that work for me. That's in that course. I got a course making music for TV. Because there's definitely a different structure. There's a different structure. You're not making the beat. You know, when making the beat for an artist is a little bit different when you're doing it for TV. So that course is in there as well. So right now we have a deal. Buy any 2 courses, get it for $54. DJ Freak niggas in the building. What's happening? I'll be sure it's here, guys. All right, so let's dive into it. A lot of you guys came here, you read the title, just like, you know what is going on? So this is not my opinion. Although I use Studio One, I do like Studio One, and I feel like I know what it is for me, and Studio One is #1 for me personally. But we're not coming here based on my feelings and what I feel. I don't think I would title a video and just because I preach against labeling a DAW the number one. Actually, what I say usually on my streams or any video, you'll never hear me say Studio One is better than everybody else. It's usually the DAW that you already use is the best DAW. If you are a Logic Pro person and you know that like the back of your hand, then that's actually the best. That's the best solution. Honestly, that's how I feel. And I am not tied to a DAW that, I don't discriminate. I don't feel like if you know how to work Reason, then you come out with better production than anybody else that would do something in FL Studio. And I'm not that type of guy. We're going based off of Google search. Let's talk about it. Let's paint about this situation right now. Right? I already have an idea of a lot of the loops you have in there. That's what's up. I appreciate you, sir. I appreciate it. Studio One for me, hands down, for production, inspiration, painting. I go with Maschine, though. Absolutely. Rightfully so. Do you show the arrangement structure for TV sync and trailer music in your course? Let me remember if I did that. Yeah, I do. In that one specifically, I break things down. Actually, I start from scratch, and I show what they're looking for. The song that's designed in that course is something. Yeah, is usually it's the typical sound, the way you structure. Of course, why wouldn't I show you that? I'm not on there just talking. Yeah, I do. I break things down. Yeah, of course. I think that's the only way to design a course is to actually show what it is to design for TV commercial music. Of course. Yeah, I break all that down. How to start your song off, how to end it. There's a certain way you got to end your song, and then the length of your song is different from a typical 3-minute song, 3.5 minute, 4-minute song for an artist. There has to be breaks in your song as well. Yeah, absolutely. I go through that in the course. But if we can dive a little bit into what I found on Studio One, which is what inspired this conversation, first of all. So let's switch over to the canvas. So this is Google, right? Google.com. This is what we found. So I was doing like some research on something else, and then this is what I found. And you know how sometimes when you search for something, there's it might not be totally off topic, but it's like a relevant topic to what you're searching for, and then there's like these little buttons or these little drop down, say, is Studio One better than Pro Tools, right? You click on that drop down, and then it says Pro Tools is at the top, as it's very simple to use in terms of video editing, creating, and mixing. Even the beginner can find their way audio generation with Pro Tools. Studio One has more complex and advanced features, which is aimed for professionals. I guess that's what it's saying. All right, so this comment right here is in favor to Pro Tools, and this is written on the musician on a mission.com, right? So that's what that is. But that's not the first thing I saw, though. I clicked on this one that said, is Studio One better? Oh, no. Which DAW has the best MIDI editor? That's not the first one either. But let's look at it. The top 5 DAWs software recommended for MIDI comping. I'm noticing Studio One is not even on this list. That's no. I'm sorry. It's number 2. My bad. My bad. So rated at number 1. I'm gonna blow this up just a little bit so you guys can see. Rated at number 1 is Logic Pro X, and rightfully so. I agree. Well, it's a MIDI editing. Now, I like how it captured MIDI. But I mean, yeah, I guess so. I mean, of course, right? Then Personas come at number 2. Now, I agree. I agree. I can agree with that. For MIDI editing, I think Personas Studio One has a great editing for MIDI, especially with building custom macros. You guys see me do that on streams a lot, so I do agree with that. In terms of MIDI capturing, that's a total different question. That's a different situation. I do not think that Studio One has the best when it comes to capturing MIDI. I highly disagree with that. But as far as editing, of course. And then number 3 comes Steinberg Cubase, and then after that is Reaper, and then after that is Propeller Heads Reason. I did not I was shoot. There's no Maschine on this list. I mean, and that makes sense because Maschine is horrible at MIDI editing, but as far as capturing MIDI, Maschine would be on this list, in my opinion. The Maschine does a great job capturing audio. I mean, not audio, but MIDI information. Albie said, well said. DJ Freak Niggas in the building. What's up? I honestly don't feel like learning a new DAW. Absolutely. I think that's most of us. that's most of us. If we are, invested in a platform, why would you want to keep moving around? I mean, for some of us, at least. But I feel you. Some of us are still explorers, like myself. I have a go-to, which is Studio One. Studio One is my go-to, but I'm not afraid to explore and see what else is going on. So, I guess I can talk about this topic a little bit. I could just go based off my experience. Do you recommend subscription or just try for the first month? That depends on what you're talking about. Which subscription are we talking about? Yeah, 803. I know you explore. We already know this. Really though, say the custom macros are the illest. I agree. I think Studio One has that down when it comes to. That's why, I don't know if you guys really pay attention to what I be doing on the stream, but when I need to quickly fix things, Studio One is amazing. It's all about learning what your DAW can do, and then that's how you're able to articulate, fast workflows. But yeah, learning key commands. It don't matter what DAW you work out of. Just learn your DAW, and you can move around fast. So okay, so let's dive a little bit deeper. So this is actually the first slot that I clicked on. It said which DAW is best for music production. Now, this is Google. Once again, I did not make this stuff up, guys. This is what's on Google. Now, I wonder what these are based on, but it says number 1 is Ableton Live, right? And then listed at number 2 is Logic Pro. And then Studio One 5 comes under that. So Studio One is in the top 3. And then right below that is a Bitwig, and then you got Audacity. Wow, Audacity. That's a free one. That's a free software. But Audacity made it on here. And then you got Pro Tools, and then you got GarageBand, and then you got Cubase. And I'm guessing there's more. 9 and 10, they're not showing it. I have to click on it and go to their page. All right, so that's what's going on. So you know what is, you know. Then you click on these other ones. I don't really find any. All right, so let's go to a respected source. Right, this is a source on this next page. I just looked up MusicNet, and I remember Personas announcing some awards that they've encountered over the years, and I've seen them make announcements a couple times actually. I was like, okay, so Studio One is on the list for greatness right now. So this is musictech.net. This is a magazine website for music production, anything music, gear, software, hardware, plugins, you know, anything of that nature. And Studio One is sitting on the top. Now, this is for 2020. So Persona Studio One is the winner of the best DAW. Of the best DAW 2020. I think they won in 2019 too. I don't know, but this is 2000, so this is recent. Best DAW 2020. Again, I didn't write this. And I wonder how this stuff is written and based on. So, but I could tell you, I can give you a good idea because I know Music Tech. I've seen their stuff. They do thorough reviews and they really break these down. So when you read into this, you're going to find that it's going to be based on a few things. You know what I mean? It's going to be based on usability, just like how well a DAW can handle just the overall, you know, music making thing. So let's read a little bit of it. It says the past year saw many sizable DAW updates across the board, each bringing new and enhanced functionality to its native environment. Studio One's evolution was a essential shift, 5 years in the making. With its nifty show page, version 5 is a fully fledged live performance hub that can finally go toe-to-toe with Ableton Live. So Ableton Live is recognized as the DAW, right? As we saw here on this page, they're number 1 on this list. So, and this is a blog that's written by lender.com. Anyway, let's keep going. The new score editor is one of the many convenient additions too. And let's click on the full review. And this will be the full review. Then they have several things. So yeah, they're all over Music Tech right now. But this is reviews that I'm reading or just things that I'm finding on Google, and I was like, you know what, let me talk about that. Let's see what the people think. Now, you can agree or disagree. That's totally your personal choice. I'm just reading what's on Google and what's being reviewed. Now, I would say that I feel like some of this is based on not trap music, right? I don't even see FL Studio on this list. Nowhere. I don't know why. But on YouTube, you find a lot of young guys using FL Studio. So what happened? Why isn't it at least on this list? But it does pop up later on this page. Is FL Studio or Ableton better? Let's see. For the number of features, FL Studio is clear winner. Jam packed with software with so much that you'll never run out of things to explore, which can be good or bad thing, depending on your workflow. That being said, Ableton is still killer. High quality features that make it more than capable of DAW. So based on what I just read, I'm like it came down to quality over quantity based on that, which is interesting because I just said that. I just said, why is FL Studio not on the list? But then a couple of notches down, it came down. Just show y'all just out because I didn't make up nothing to show y'all that proof of what I just read. This is what we just read. So to me, it looks like it's based on quality. You know what I mean? Which you can do useful things in Ableton Live as opposed to all of the extra features and things that you can do in with FL Studio. So that's kind of interesting. So it's really not about a DAW that can do a million things. It's all about quality. It's all about what's useful. What can you actually do? What features can a DAW do that it would be useful to powerful production? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Because then that would be the difference between Cubase and Studio One. Cubase can obviously drown Studio One out of the water. But is it really about what all that you can do in Cubase versus the simplicity of Studio One? Like which one is better? A lot of people think that because something you could do all of these things, it must be better. That's not necessarily the case. S1 time stretching algorithm are actually better than Ableton's. Wow, that's a bold statement. Let's talk about that. And there's a lot of people who disagree with that. But me personally, I felt like it is definitely easier to time stretch something in Studio One versus Ableton. But Ableton, I feel like, is more powerful in terms of time stretching. And they offer way a little bit more options that can be creative options that Studio One don't have. I know this for a fact. So, yeah, I guess it depends on where you stand. Two Nickels is here, relaxing before work. This is a great stream to do that. I guess this will be like a podcast style stream on this episode because we're just talking about is Studio One the best DAW? Is it really the best DAW? And I'm leaving it up to you guys to tell me what you guys feel. That's what we're doing right now. And on top of that, we have a podcast style mic, which makes this official. The PD70. We're talking to you guys through the PD70 right now. So that's what makes this equivalent. This is what qualifies the stream as a podcast. DJ Freaknik says Sphere. All right, let's talk about that. I think your question was, is it worth it? So, do I recommend the subscription to try out for the first month? The answer to that question is yes. I do recommend. I do recommend it. But then it's always a but behind everything, right? But, it depends on you. It depends on your reasons for what you do, or why you do what you do. I recommend it for several reasons, right? Now, the first reason being that if you are someone who can't afford to pay $500 for a Studio One Professional, then paying $20 a month definitely seems more feasible. You get a full copy of Studio One, as long as you paying the monthly cost. Then you get access to Sphere, which is all of Persona's products that's listed in their store. Keyword, all of their products, not third party. Everything that has Sphere icon in there. Oh, and we went through some of this stuff before, a few times actually on the stream, but everything that's involved in terms of sound, loops, presets inside of Impact, presets inside of Multi, presets inside of Presence, loops, one shots, all of these things fills up your browser section. So you have access to some of everything: guitars, vocal, drum, percussion loops, preset to some hard knocking drums. There's some MVP stuff in there. If you guys are familiar with the MVP loops, they got some stuff in there. All of the stuff available to you for $20 a month, and you get a cloud space. So you ain't got to worry about going through Dropbox, the old famous Dropbox. Most of you guys only got 5 gigabytes and ran out of that space anyway. But you get up to I forget the number. I forget how many space you get. I think it's like 30 gigs. If I'm not mistaken, you get 30 gigs of cloud space. You guys gotta look that up to verify. I don't remember. But all of that for $20 a month. I mean, you guys be the you be the judge on that. I mean, like, I not to down anybody, but I sometimes I be feeling like you guys be asking questions and y'all know the answer to it. Like, if you're asking me if it's worth it, or like what my opinion is about something, you obviously was thinking about it. You know what I mean? You obviously was like, you know what? This looks good. Because this is the first thing that's going to happen. Before you ask that question, if you felt like it wasn't worth it, you would have never brought it up. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't even want to hear what Elip got to say about that topic, because I ain't even feeling it. I don't even think it's worth it. So I'm not going to bring it up. But it just depends. It just depends. By the way, guys, likes up on the video. We got 18 people watching and we only got 6 likes. So I appreciate you guys helping me out, supporting the channel, and raising the bar, raising the thumb bar, raising the like bar. Let's get those likes up. Everybody take a moment and just thumb up the likes, So I feel like this is a good topic, Yeah, I do recommend it though. I do recommend it. I think S1 is missing a controller that is comparable to the Push 2. Understand they have the Atom and SQ. That might be a appreciate you guys that hit the thumbs up. You know what I mean? You didn't have to, but I appreciate you. This is this is a good topic right here. You know, I think S1 is missing the controller. You know, that you know, and yeah. I mean, but you got to think about it. You know, where S1 coming from. Studio One was not always your beat making software. I think they realized that that's what a lot of people are doing, and so they had to make some changes. You know what I'm saying? They had to make some changes. So along the way, Studio One became that software that a lot of us are making the beat using. You know what I'm saying? Ableton Live, Ableton Live was beat making software from day one, but they didn't always have a controller either. The push idea is relatively rather uh, man, I can't even say the word. Relatively new as well. You know what I mean? When I learned about Ableton, there was no controller. You know, other companies was making controllers for Ableton until they came out with the push. And there's companies that still making stuff for the put, you know, for Ableton. So, but I get it though. The SQ comes close to, you know, what you can do, but I still do feel like there could be more. Yeah, I agree. I agree. The day where we'll see more, and I think that they're I feel like they're gonna bring up their weight. We're gonna see something that may come close. I think so, because if we look at the Atom, the very first Atom pad that came out, and then the SQ now it has a screen. So when they release something new, I wonder if the screen will increase in size, if the unit will be bigger to put more stuff on there. I think we're heading there. You know what I mean? I think we might get there. I think so, because that's what they do with all of their mix consoles. They just increase. They increase the usability. You know, the technology, make it better. So now that we are in this new space of making beat making hardware, I think they're learning from their mistakes. You know what I'm saying? They're learning from what's out there, you know, getting feedback from people. You can only go up from here, right? In most cases, I would say. We came a long way from Studio One 3. Absolutely. That's when I picked up Studio One 2. Studio One 3. I was saying 2 as a TOO. That's when I picked up Studio One also. Yeah, that's a better way to say that. Kari, what's up? Kari got both Ableton and Studio One. I love the conversation tonight. That's what's up. We talking about it. You know what I mean? FL has a lot of clutter. That's how S1 won me over. Okay. So is it a DAW that's cleaner versus all of the things that another DAW can do or it can do better? Is it that S1 is clean, which makes it easier for some people? Do you think that that's what allowed them to hit the list? What allows them to win these awards? By the way, they won a NAMM award. Let me look that up. That's another one I could show you. I remember hearing about that. Do y'all remember that? See if I can look that up right quick. Nominees for uh let's see, is that right? TEC Awards. Huh. I seen that somewhere. I think that's on Personas. They have a Personas takes home Best in Show for Studio Live AR USB Series Summer Jam. Okay, that was 2016. But that's one of the boards though. That's not Studio One. But I seen one for Studio One though. Studio One awarded for putting customers in focus by DAW Free. What? You get a award for putting customers first? Um, okay. Um, wow. That was 2013. But you know what? Let's just take a look at this. Let's look at it. Let's look at how Studio One looked back then. This is what I remember when I first discovered Studio One. Man, look how long. Look how far we. Man, well, anyway, I'm trying to do the best I can to get it to. Okay. It won't. It won't. Let's see. Let's go slow. Okay. If I go slow, I can zoom in. But this is what Studio One, all the versions before 3. That's what it looked like. That's when I got first introduced to the idea of working in this thing. It didn't really compel me then, but there were a lot of people who was using it, and if you look at it, it had really not much change as far as the layout and it still pretty much looked the same. I mean, it's more modernized, I guess. But yeah. Anyway, we were looking for we were looking for um Studio One definitely won. What is this back in? Let's just stay on here. Let's see if I can search it from here. This was back in 2019. So, okay, let's just go. Let's see if I can search the site. Um, I guess there isn't a slot to search. Oh, no. So, you're gonna make me go through everything? Man, I seen it. I seen it earlier too. Hall of Fame. Okay, finalists. All right. Well, let's see what finalist means. I mean, let's see what it is. Technical. Okay, let's go technical. Um, workstation. I don't know. Oh, maybe that's what they're using. Oh, they're Studio One. Whoa, check that out. Studio One 5 is right down here. Let's click on it. Oh, it just takes you to the page. It takes you to the Persona's website. Okay. So I don't know what that means, guys, but okay. We see Personas on here. We see Cubase, the window, and the Harrison console on here as well. And it's, yeah, wow. I didn't expect that, guys. I promise you, I didn't record this, but it's there. It's there. And I don't really come to the site. As a matter of fact, we're just kind of browsing around. What is creative finalist? What is that? Okay. I'm just clicking on stuff now. Let's see. Maybe we should have did that. Just click on stuff on the other page. Just click on it and it'll open up. Look at that. So on the audio education technology sphere comes up for Studio One. That's interesting. Yeah, we're just clicking. Oh, what is sphere? Oh, this is from Townsend Lab. So they have something similar to. Okay. So we're just clicking and seeing how many times Studio One pops up. Production essentials, signal processing. Of course, I wouldn't expect to see Studio One in those areas, but yeah. But Studio One is definitely down here for workstation technology recording devices. So Studio One 5 is definitely on that list. All right, all right. I can't remember exactly where that was when I saw that. Maybe it's here. Let me see. Okay. Is Studio One any good? See, MIDI note input recording issues. See, this is something that's is not only my issue. There's other people. This was back in 2016. So I guess this wouldn't even be valid because all they're gonna say is, "Yeah, we fixed that problem. This should be good now." But we still are having these problems, and this is something that's, yeah. This is not new. This is nothing new. So anyway, that's these are just things that I'm finding on Google, and this is not my opinions. Although I do feel like I have a weight in what I feel about this DAW after using it so many times, and to produce music and stuff like that. You know, the many streams that I do using this program, I guess I would have a small weight of opinion of what I feel. But right now, we're not really talking about my opinion. We talking about what's coming up on Google searches, and what they define as best DAW. No, not I didn't write the blog. That wasn't me. Greg has said I too able to live tutorial, and I was skeptical. Blaze, I wish I would have said Greg has said it too. Oh, okay. Blaze, you responding to what really though said earlier, I guess. This one is loaded but not cluttered. I do feel that. I do feel like now we get into my opinion. I do feel like Studio One has a decent workflow. I just want them to improve a little bit on the browser. The browser is a thing that I would love to see them totally revamp. Because right now it's it's easy, but it's easy to get lost too. Like better use of tags, categories, types. Better use for that, because right now that to me it feels cluttered. That right there feels cluttered. When you go up there and try to categorize everything, that's cluttered to me. I do know that you can create folders. I've done that before. That was right before I had to reinstall Studio one time, and then I was like, I'm not creating folders no more. This is bullshit. But you can create folders, make your own folders, and you can declutter stuff. But still, it's like this dinosaur looking browser that I feel like can enhance. Like I told you before, I love Bitwig browser. Bitwig's browser is amazing. It just feel like it's easier to find stuff, much easier. If they can adapt that and keep the thumbnails in there, oh my god, having thumbnails to all your plugins is such a game changer for me. That I feel like that was one of the main reasons why I switched over. One of them. I put that on my list. Like, if I gotta say, there are 5 things, or if there's 10 things that I love most about Studio One, that one's gonna be one of them. Thumbnails, drag and drop, thumbnails is gonna be on the list as bold, because I feel like that's such a small thing to most people, but like it's a part of the workflow. Like having thumbnails in your browser instead of reading. First of all, remembering what company did what is something you have to do when you're working inside of Logic. You have to remember who made that plugin. Most of us don't. Like, for instance, Halftime. Halftime is a plugin that's made by Cable Guys, but sometimes I don't remember Cable Guys. You know what I'm saying? I just so happen to remember that now. But when you're in the workflow, you're not going to remember to go to Cable Guys, then Halftime. You're going to want to just punch in Halftime. You identify your work based on the plug that you're going to be using. Who cares about who made it at that point? That's not a factor. That's not a point. It's all about what that plugin is. And I do like the fact that I can just type that in the browser in Studio One and Halftime will come up. If you remember the manufacturer, then okay, that's great. But when you have a bunch of plugins, you ain't gonna remember who did nothing. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna remember. Half these companies that make these plugins have weird names anyway. I'm not lying. Weird names, and how could you remember that? So when you're working in Logic, you have to remember those weird names. Unless you, now what you could do in Logic, you make a folder, like a favorite folder. That's what I did. That's how I was able to move around in Logic real fast. When they introduced that, I remember when they introduced it. When they introduced that concept, having a management system where you can have a favorite folder, then I was like, bet. Then I'll pull all my favorite plugs, and that's how I was going. But you still got to go through a menu system though. On looking for what you want to put on. Studio One, you don't have to do that. Studio One, you just type it in, and drag it over. Keyword, drag it over to your track, and you good to go. What's up, Elliot? Is in the building. The S1 Tribe. Yeah, we in here talking. We talking about it. You like the Reason subscription? That's what's up. Yeah, at one time, Reason was free. Out of all the DAWs, I tried S1 workflow. It's hands down easier and accomplish getting your ideas out. That's what's up. Now I gotta play catch up. I think Fear has too many options for beginners. Take your time and download the basic free demo. I get where you're coming from, but I disagree. I disagree a little bit with that, because as a beginner, you gotta keep in mind, a beginner beat makers. You say go for the okay, you say go for the free demo. Okay. Cause I started to wrap my mind around Prime, because Prime is free. Nothing comes with Prime. But even with the professional, even with Studio One Professional, Studio One does not have a bunch of sounds and presets or instruments. That's just not what they do. You better have a good sound library when choosing Studio One. That's my opinion. Now, that's how I made my switch, because I had a bunch of stuff that I came with. I came to the table with something. You know what I'm saying? So I made the switch. It didn't matter what they had. But if I was relying on a DAW that had the most presets or sounds, I would have stayed in Logic, which, by the way, is the reason why I used Logic, because of that purpose. Because I was using Pro Tools and not for production though. It was just really for recording. But I was using my Triton keyboard and my MPC, and I was I had sounds and stuff in those, creating songs out of that, recorded into Pro Tools by way of dumping. That's the term we was using. We dump them into Pro Tools, and that's how we were doing, production back at that time. And then that was just that was an all day process, because you can only do 16 channels on the Triton Studio, and then you were limited with the MPC. I mean, you can create a billion tracks, but on banks or whatever. But like, to record that stuff out, get that stuff out, it was like 2 outputs at a time. So just imagine a 3-minute song every time, and then go back to the top. Next track, let it play out for 3 minutes. Next track, let that play out. It was time consuming. So when I went digital, I was excited about what Logic was doing, because man, they was marketing 70+ plugins at that time. I was like, man, that's fire. So I get all this for the price of that. Oh man. Pro Tools was like not an option, and I'm like, well, it just makes sense to mix everything in Logic. So I was doing the production, mixing in Logic, everything, and then mastering. Everything was done in Logic. And then I switched to Studio One. But if you're a beginner to that point, if you're a beginner starting out, I'd say Sphere is a great option because you don't have a lot of sounds. You're not coming with any sounds. So when Sphere is introduced to that concept, now you have like a slew of sounds that you can deal with. Because you got to remember, Studio One don't come with much. Studio One 5 Professional does come with a few things. You know what I mean? Like, there are some presets and stuff like that, but it's not. It's not no substantially good ones. Like if you're doing trap and you're trying to do stuff you guys hear me do on the stream, you're not gonna get that in the stock stuff. But in Sphere you can, because Sphere has like more quality stuff. So you could definitely, you could definitely. It's a beginner. Uh-oh. Blueskis is a new member. Welcome, Blueskis. He said, "Bro, you convinced me." I hope that's a good thing. I don't want to steer anybody in the path that they shouldn't be on. Then you download it and be like, "Man, this ain't nothing what he said." Willie Cush, what up? What up? I'm catching up, guys. Let me scroll down because GT Entertainment is in the building. S1, the best DAW, hands down. What's up, GT? What's happening? Hope you subscribe to the channel. Also got these packs available. This stuff ain't up just to decorate. I'm promoting my first sample pack right here. I want you guys. I need y'all to. The link is in the description. I'm promoting this stuff right now. We only talking this topic, but I can't forget to talk about what's going on right here. Also, join us on Discord, guys, because we are on Discord and we have these topics all the time. Believe it or not, we're talking these talks. We're walking these walks. We eat, sleep, fart, think, meditate on this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I said it. We fart Studio One. Check that out. An inappropriate word, but it's facts. It's what we do. After we eat it, it's got to come out some way, right? We got to poop it out. Hey, we keep it transparent. We keep it 100 over here. That's what it's about. So yeah, you guys join Discord. We have these topics all the time. Like more like-minded people. We're trying to build a community. We're trying to grow this thing. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going on. But yeah, back to the podcast. So S1 really caters to the user, and they are still great. One-stop shop, taking you through the complete process, beginning to the end, with adding metadata and artwork. Absolutely. This is some of the things that was a part of my decision when I made that decision. Those were the things that I was thinking about when I came over to Studio One. It was like, I can mix, I can do production, I can mix, and when I'm done with my mix, I can send it over to the page, the project page. The project page is where you complete your mastering. The mastering page is optimized for mastering. It's set up a certain way where you look at things from a mastering standpoint. In that mastering setup, you have, like what 803 mentioned, you have the metadata tags there. You can import an image, the cover art, and then you can add the title to the song, and then you add the producer of the song, the writer of the song, the name of the album, the copyright information, all of these metadata information. So when you export your song as MP3 and you send it to someone or whatever, right? All of this information pops up. And for those radio systems or MP3 players that reads that, it pops up. Now they know who made this beat. They know my name. They know the artist name. They know instead of it being a regular MP3. Now, what I was doing when I was in Logic, I had this program called Max 3, something like that. But basically it was a third party free software that I had. Then after exporting the file from Logic, I had to import it into this program and then write the name of the song, the name of the album, the composer, the writer, the copyright information. I had to do all these extra things and then export that. Oh, and the album art. That's what we had to do using Logic. But you ain't got to do that. Even in Studio One, when you export something out and don't even take it to the mastering page, you don't even have to take it to the mastering page. You just update the actual project you're working in. Just go in to your song mode, your song setting, and import your picture or whatever, the artwork, and edit the metadata from there. And then when you export an MP3, then all that information is there. I'm gonna drop a gem for some of you guys. If you're a beat maker and you sending tracks to people, you sending them an MP3. Well, to those who ask for it, you gotta be careful. Can't be sending people MP3s and they don't ask for it, because you can burn your chances of placements with some people. But sending your music to your friends or the artists, say you just got hired, somebody that knows you, they know you fire, you get hired. Like, I know my bro, he got fire beats, I can get him to send you some beats. So then you send a beat to that person. What better way to send a beat to somebody than to have your beat with your card, your business card on it? That's a gem. I'm only going to say this one time for those of y'all you're listening. Let me see how many people. 17 people listening. I'm going to give y'all a gem. If y'all don't know this is the best way. When you send a beat to somebody, you send them a beat with your information on the cover art. A picture of you, whatever. But you have your phone number, your email, your website, whatever. That's the best way to market yourself. It's the best way to stand out. Because there will be situations where somebody go through, if your beat is submitted to somewhere, say they do want your MP3, and they go, man, that beat is fire. How can we get that? Like, who is that? And instead of them going through a sheet of paper trying to find who beat that is, dude, your artwork got your business contact information on there. Most systems read MP3 information. They can see, oh, that's Ella right there. We know, hey, we need to hit that dude up. Go to kreatve.art. Go get that dude. Let him know we like his beat. Let's make it happen. Right there. Boom. Free gem. Man, I ain't saying that again. You got to rewind that if you missed it. That's a gem right there. But when you're doing this in Studio One, it's easy to do it in Studio One. That's how mine's are set up. When I need to send out MP3s, my business card is attached, so you'll know who did that beat. You don't need to second guess who did that beat. You just look. You could just look at it. You can look at it while you're listening, and that's like that's a gem. Anyway, moving on. What's up, Ron? Right, Ableton Live does that too. But yeah, no thumbnail. Um, Ableton Live browser is dope. It's cool. It's clean. I like it. I like it. All you gotta do is type in what you're looking for and it pops up. Yeah, so you are correct. I do like that. I mean, at that point, I don't really care. I don't really care about the thumbnail, but you know, because I know, I know that's how Ableton works. But Bitwig is like that too. Bitwig, there is no thumbnail, but that's why I said if personas can take a second look at the browser of Studio One, let's keep the thumbnails, but let's add in some really cool, a better way of using browser. You know what I mean? There's a better browser system that we can, it's a better way. That browser system been in there forever. Like there has never been a change. Actually, it have. I take that back. It has been a change, but what they did with the browser, it's not really useful. It's like a big old thumbnail. Like everything is thumbnail. Boom, 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 boom. That's not useful. It's not. Dollar, what up? I have the same problem. Heard that is because of the NI and Arteria MIDI keyboards. Those drivers use or some. Adam SQ was up there. Yeah, I think I seen that too. Darren, what's up? The Bitwig browser is pretty sweet. I'm saying that's all I'm saying. I was wondering if anybody agreed with me when I said that. I feel like Bitwig browser kills everybody browser, with the exceptions that it don't have thumbnails. I mean, but the way that it's structured so well, you don't need thumbnails. Cause in Bitwig, this is the way it kind of blows up like you can have it to blow up across the screen, depending on where you select the browser at. Right, Studio One is always to the side, and that's great. But Bitwig is on the side. But if you looking for devices on the bottom part of Bitwig, the browser actually pops out on top of everything. So now you can look for stuff based on sounds. You can look for stuff based on loops. Then you can look for stuff based on presets. And then on the left side, you break things down based on the manufacturers. And then there's also a section where you can move things. You can pick between VST2s, VST3s. Like it's all laid out. Studio One don't have that where you can go between VST2 or VST3, but Bitwig you can say, oh, I want to look at everything VST3. And then on the as you keep going, it's like you guys know how browser. I mean, this may sound small, but like the browser is a big part of the workflow, because if you can't find what you're looking for, you're going to be frustrated. But browser, like no one gives the browser any love. Why don't the browser get any love? The browser is a major part. The browser is probably the most visited place ever when making the beat. Yeah, we get all caught up with the beat, the kick, the snares, the hi-hats, and finding that instrument. But you know what? If it wasn't for the browser, you would have never gotten there. I'm just saying, you got to get the browser some love. You know what I mean? The browser is no one mentions the browser. Who mentions the browser? Me, Ella. Ella mentions the browser. Ella shows the browser some love. The browser deserves to be a part of the workflow. I think the browser should also be the way you pick a DAW. Is it easy to find my stuff? You know what I'm saying? Is it easier to find my stuff? If it ain't easy, then what are we doing? What are we doing here? Say facts. So every DAW I use is practice to keep the chops up, but S1 is always my golden gun. That's what's up. That's what's up. Remembering plugins by folder is easy for me. All right, you got a method. That's what's up. Whatever works. As a musician, beat maker, any other DAW, very hard to use in the way I could use S1 to record guitar and sample. You need a DAW like yes, exactly. I agree. S1 like some niggas say that S1 is like the LeBron of DAWs. It's good for everything. Mixing, mastering, composition. Facts. Blade says if Studio One becomes modeler, like Reason, Ableton, Bitwig, it'll be elite. I've seen people requesting that they implement some plugins like what's that? LFO, because people dislike drawing in LFO. All right. That's when V5 is it's the GOAT of DAWs. Peace, love, production. What's happening? I've used Ableton since version 1, but I'm slowly switching more and more to S1. Maschine as VST, Ableton is still lacking. Whoa, Darren, that's a big statement there. That's a big statement. Even where Ableton Live 11 is, you having this thought process. Is that what it is for you? Because Ableton 11, everybody's raving about the comping that you can do. You know, what else? They do have that's Big Wig. I was gonna say they do have like this lane where you can make automation per note. But I saw Bitwig doing that. I don't think that's. Well, maybe you can't do that in Ableton Live. But you could change the pitch of a MIDI note, not in whole, but individual. Make them both go just make. Oh man, I was like, that's sick. That's sick. Yeah, we talk a shot right now, guys. Just got the ultra slim high CPU laptop, and only put your DAW in it. That's what's up. You say they only have standalone DAWs. They already have standalone DAWs. You know what? I forgot what we were talking about. Because you probably made that comment. I think that the advanced Apple made the ARM CPU. Other manufacturers will follow suit. In a few years, the standalone beat making machine that are going to be awesome. You know, when you say this statement, I wonder what you really mean and where you're coming from. Maybe I need to read into that what you're talking about right now, Darren. But you know, it's funny because actually it sounds like things are going backwards, or there's like this loop, like with fashion. You know, something goes out of style and comes right back inside in style years later. So it's like this loop that happens. The stuff that my kids wearing now, their style, remind me of what I used to do when I was a kid. Like, man, that's back. I didn't know that was back. I thought that was just something we did when we was kids. You know, even for adult stuff that we used to do as kids went out of whack. And now come back around as adults. Was like we'll get back into it. Like we used to do this stuff when we was kids, but now we doing it again as adults. You know, fashion. It's it's like it's crazy. But yeah, standalone DAW. You know, meaning that it's digital audio workstation, right? Digital, like to be a standalone is like going back to the actual physical hardware, the MPC, the Triton Studio, the Lin drums, you know what I mean, the 808 drums, um, the rolling, forget the I forget the model over there, but or like what the MPC over there is doing now, where like you can create a beat without being connected to a computer, or what the Plus is doing now, create a beat without being connected to a computer. It's like those. That's like standalone. You know what I mean? You making a beat standalone. You don't need the computer. Still kind of digital in a sense, but you get what I'm saying. It's like the standalone way. So you're saying we going back to that? You know what I mean? Maybe things will be done a little bit differently. Where like you know maybe things will be structured like a digital solution, but in a standalone format platform. You know where you don't have screens to look at. Now things are actually buttons. I mean, we came from that, you know. But yeah, maybe that's where things are going now, you know, where everything is digital, you know, watching the mouse click guys. Maybe people want the hardware now. Maybe more and more people are moving to that era again. I've never left. I've always been there. You know, I like the screen for editing, but as far as like putting the ideas in, it always been hardware for me. Bluesky says, honestly, I just got into producing around the start of the pandemic. Oh, I only I only ever use Pro Tools in the studio where recording when recording. So when I was trying to find out which DAW I should choose, I was told it doesn't matter or try them all. This is very true, Blue Skis. This is so very true. Um, this is something that I say to people. It really doesn't matter, but I don't leave you guys out there in the cold either. I usually follow that with okay, well, what do you prefer to do? Do you prefer to uh, have a hardware to produce music, or are you the mouse click type person? Can you see yourself doing that? Um, I try to channel your workflow idea. I'll even talk about okay, so here's Ableton Live. So basically what you do with Ableton Live, you can create clips. And this is how you use clips. And then when you're ready, you can drop your beat, start putting things in song format. That's how you use Ableton Live. And then Studio One. Studio One is your linear workflow. And this is what you'll do using Studio One. You know what I'm saying? I just try to figure out where people are. And then I try to find out where you are in terms of sound selection. If you are a beginner beat maker, I always suggest that you go somewhere like Logic, because Logic has, that thing is loaded with sounds. You could never go wrong. If you already have sounds, then I'll say something like Studio One, or I don't know, it just depends. I just channel people where they are. Usually people have an idea somewhat, but then I just say, okay, this is what you could do. And I always end it with, well, if you don't go with Studio One, I can't really help you. Because I'm not really vast, like I'm not a advanced, I can't teach you Reason, because I don't use Reason. I just use their racks. Which is the other reason why we have Discord, because we have Reason guys and their FL Studio guys. We have all types of people from all backgrounds in the Discord group. So that's another reason why you want to join that group. E Jr. is in the building. For me, I got to start using Studio One from using Prime and later upgrade it. For me, I read that wrong. For me, I started using Studio One from using Prime and later upgrade. All right. What I like both then and now is, even though sound library is limited, it's still about how quickly you can create in it. I agree. Quest is in the building. I like Studio One. Me too. They better not change me for 6 if they don't migrate more. I don't think Studio One 6, if that's what you mean, I don't think that they would change much in 6. It'll just obviously be more stuff that we can do, added features, and hopefully for the best. So far, Personas has been very strategic in what they do. And they think about what they add. It reminds me of Maschine. Native Instruments don't just throw. They don't allow the community just to control what happens. Although they listen. Personas does listen to their people, but they still think about how things is being implemented. You know what I mean? They still think about it. They go about it a certain way instead of just throwing it in there. Like, this is what y'all want here. And then it don't work or something like that. So I think they have to think about how it makes sense, I guess. I don't know. But they do things differently. Like, they do it their own way. Like, oh, okay, so this is how Studio One gonna do it. They're not gonna just do the regular normal stuff, huh? They can just they're gonna do this on us. Yep, every MIDI channel from Maschine VST merges into channel 1. Really limits using Maschine as a sequencer within the DAW. I agree and I disagree with that statement, because you can get everything to come out. it's just a pain in the butthole when trying to route Machine. I've done several videos on that, but there is a way to route machines. But they're okay. The limitation is where I say it starts at machine. No, it starts at the MIDI protocol. You can only do 16 at a time. So that means with Machine, you have unlimited banks, right? But you can only export one bank because MIDI is only 16. And we only have 16 pads in one bank. So that's where the limitation, in my opinion, starts at. So you better just make all of your drum patterns in the first 16 when routing or whatever. However, I myself personally don't care about the routing because I know a way to get everything, to export everything out. And I don't work from 16 pads in Machine. I split them up. Bank A might be the sample. Bank B might be the drums. Bank C might be some effects. Bank D might be transitions. Bank E might be my bass line. Bank F might be my keys and my pads and strings and such. Bank G might be drops. I don't know. I just split them up. And I never use just that one and then do routing from Machine to Studio One. That to me is, I get it. Some guys do that, but that's not my thing. Like I said, I did a video on it, but I don't do it that way. I just do whatever I got to do. Put it wherever I want. And then when it comes down to exporting everything, I just export it out as a song. Export everything out and then bring it back in the Studio One and then disable Machine. And now I have all of the WAV files. I think it's better that way for me. That's just the way I like to work. Because of that limitation and because I don't want to have to go in and route stuff. So it is limited, but there's definitely another way. And then because I mix on the fly as well. So when I'm doing stuff in Machine, I get into panning and leveling in the tracks as if I like to hear it, if when everything is already exported. So that's kind of my workflow anyway. So I don't mind it. Yeah, that's just the way I like to work. Ableton doesn't have the bounce MIDI into audio. Not yet. Yeah, Ableton, that's one of the downfalls for Ableton. It's not, you're not bouncing in place like you can in Studio One. You always have to freeze the track and then consolidate it. You say the Machine Plus is underpowered because of the CPU. I don't even want to get into that topic because that's just that man. The Machine Plus. Oh my God, that right there is like, I I can't even get it out. I don't even want to go there. The Machine Plus it's just really, it's really for the people who just complains. The people who complains because NPC is doing it. You know what I'm saying? Because you can work without a computer on the MPC. Everybody else want Maschine to do the same thing. So they cry about that. And so now the Maschine Plus is doing it. Now we're crying about the fact that there is no battery. Okay. If you are a creative person, you'll find ways around that. Some people bought battery packs that's powerful enough to handle. But even if there was a battery included, then people are going to find something else to complain about. You know, we could be totally mobile, but I can't do this, I can't do that. So what's the purpose of it being a mobile solution if you can't do this, you can't do that? You know, it's like, okay, what more do people want? What will it take for people to shut up, stop complaining, and just be creative? Why does it matter? Because first of all, this is how I look at it. It is cool to have the NPC live to maneuver and do things with it. I ain't gonna lie. But why not just go get an NPC live if that's where it is for you? Just go get an NPC live and do your thing. But I do get it though. I do get it. Friendly competition definitely is something to think about, you know. So definitely, because I do think that they just been neck and neck. You know what I mean? There probably need to be another company just to break them up. I don't know. Somebody need to come out with a solution. I mean, I think there's a couple of them. I've seen a few of them. Maybe one that could be something decent. But I mean, for me, like, I look at it like this. This is my opinion, you know what I mean? You guys can hate me for it, but like, I mean, I have a laptop and a hard drive, a portable hard drive that I'll connect to my system. For me, it just makes sense to have access to all of my libraries. So if I'm using Maschine, I would rather lug my NK3, my laptop, my hard drive to get all of my library on it and work and do my thing, have access to my entire library using my laptop. Because here's what's gonna happen next. More than likely, I'm gonna need my computer to check my email, browse for a little bit, and when I get done with the beat, bounce it down, upload it somewhere. You know what I'm saying? You're doing that on a computer. When you need to take a break, right? You're gonna look for a device to take a break with. It might be your phone, but if you got your computer, you're gonna probably use a computer. I'm just thinking like, so with the Maschine Plus, okay, the concept is not to have a computer, right? So, but now you got these limitations. So is it making sense to spend $1,600 to have a mobile solution and then added limitations? Is I don't know. I think I think I think I think Native Instruments. I don't know who to blame. I don't know who to blame. The people who complain in the first place, or Native Instruments for rushing something like this. But it's here. It's here. Like, the concept is here, and people still are complaining. It's like nobody can do anything right. People will always find something to complain about, and um, you know, Yeah. Wrecking. Wrecking crews in the building. I still break out my MPC 60 or the 2000 with the Studio One. Some of the people ask, "How did you get those kicks?" Man, that's amazing. Say Germans need to work as a team and not be too bold. Something about the tape stop effect. There is a lot of things that Studio One is lacking, like just basic things, basic stuff. Um, the red light distortion joint, they did that right. That's right. There are certain things that needs to happen, that needs to be done right. Tape stop effect, that should be that should be something easy to do. Like a DAW, all DAWs should do that by default. You already know that's what we doing. People use like, I don't think that's something that will ever get boring. People use that. That's a technique. Said standalone still has a lot of growth potential, meaning I don't think we'll really see a high end standalone unit like the Waves Machine Studio is still in ways more flagship than the Machine Plus. Absolutely. Let me throw up the screen again. Absolutely. 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 Um um yeah, the machine, I don't know. I don't know. I guess it depends on your, like, where you from in terms of your workflow. I don't think the Machine Studio is still flagship. I think the MK3 is, because of what you can do on here versus the studio. The studio has has a flagship look. Okay, I take that back. There are things on the studio that has the qualities of remaining flagship. Like for instance, the the status lights. The status lights on the studio. I enjoy that. I think that's dope. But that might be it though. Oh, the scroll wheel, the jog wheel. I do. That's dope to me. I always enjoyed the jog wheel. You could, oh, man, I used to fly through stuff with that thing. But that might be it though. Because right now on MK3, there are things that we do now that's become a staple of the modern music, like pitch bend. There is no pitch bend on the studio. The pitch bend is a major feature that you guys hear in music. Almost everybody's doing it, and or just having the option to pitch bend something. If you're someone that's using only the MK3 to do music, you have pitch bend. There's a touch strip right here on this thing. So that feature alone becomes like it makes the MK3 the flagship, because you can't do that on the studio, and you can do everything on here that you could on the studio, but everything is like this is more compact, it's more streamlined. I mean, it's still you still gotta click a couple of things, but it's more um besides the bigger pads, the bigger pads is definitely helpful. Um, is that a deal breaker? No, it's not, because there are still a bunch of equipment that still has the same pad size. So but yeah, there's a lot of things on the MK3 that you can't do, or I would say there is a lot of things that you like. It doesn't matter which one you have, right? That's what I'm saying. But some things that they put on the MK3, the forefront, as opposed to the studio. This scroll navigator wheel, and now navigating, well, the actual the jog wheel on could do that, like going back and forth between, like moving pages side by side or whatever. But so this four-way wheel thing is whatever. Whatever. It's all about preference. It's all about. I think the touch strip thing here on this thing may have made this thing the major. Oh, and not to mention, this thing can be an interface. How could I forget that? I never. Well, sometimes I use it as that, but you can plug in your headphones through on the back of this thing. You can plug a set of monitors on the back of this thing. You can adjust your mic. You can plug well, it has to be a dynamic mic, and you can adjust your level on the back of this thing. And you can plug power to this thing or not. I'm trying to remember if the studio did that. With the studio, you had to have power. But this one, you don't. So there's a few changes that was made on this thing, because this thing can be used as an interface as well. So that is what put the MK3 in that slot. But the form factor of the studio, I think they can just easily dump, like redesign a studio and just make, you know what I'm saying? I do. Say you are talking Ableton Live though. It's it's meant in Studio One, like Ableton. Yeah, you guys can read the screen. I'm just gonna read it silently. Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, well, it is what it is. There's always limitations somewhere, right? Like what could be perfect. Let's take a moment to talk about the packs. The packs is available right now. My first guitar pack ever created. Took me a long time to get to this point, but grab the guitar pack brush. It's only $15. If you select the second option on that page, you get the option of paying additional $44 to grab 2 courses at that price, because right now each course is $44 each. So you save money going that route, right? That's an option. The second option is say, I already got the guitars. I missed that deal. I think I want to grab the courses now. Or I'm not interested in your guitar packs. I just want to learn from you. I want your course. The second option is buying the course at $54. Instead of paying $44 plus $44, grabbing 2 courses that will typically come out to $88, you now have the option to buy 2 courses for $54. So essentially what that is, for $10 extra, you get another course. That's how that works. This deal is going on right now. I don't know how long, but it's up right now. So I don't want you to miss out on that deal. So you can head over to creativeview.art. This is the website. That's where you will head to and grab the 2 courses for $54. That's where it is. A little commercial time, Cross Beats, it's in the building. Hope you well, bro. Hope you're well. Not wrong about people complaining about something when they could use that time to create. I'm saying, you get me. You get me. That's what I'm saying. So many complaining people out here. I get that on my stream. I have people come on and they complain about what I'm doing or how I run my channel and how I edit my videos, when you could be creating, or you could just find somebody else that can give you the information you were looking for. A lot of people just waste a lot of time doing things that is not relative to the situation. Like, I mean, I guess that's why people are like me. I do videos. A lot of people do come on the channel and to see what something is before they buy it. But everybody don't know that I like to be transparent. I like to tell y'all what the real deal is to better help you. I could make a 3-minute video, but that 3-minute video can cost you, say, $1,600, and you'll be mad at me. Why you ain't tell me about that? Well, you were complaining about me giving you all the details, so I didn't put that in the video. Because I knew I was going to hear your mouth. Now you upset. Now you want to return it. But if I explain to you what everything is, and that's like, when I do reviews, I like to break stuff down or whatever. But I like to break stuff down coming from a beat maker perspective. I don't really do the detailed techno. Like, who cares about the technology? I mean, the technical terms behind some of the stuff sometimes, because you're not thinking about that when you're creating beats now. You worried about how creative you can be, That's what you worried about. You worried about the sound. You worried about what you can and can't do. Creation can take days or years. Let's talk about it. Facts. Facts. Something people don't understand yet. You know. Machine Plus is a gimmick. That's on the screen, guys. I ain't saying that. Beach hammock and the groove box 5 years in. The future is my dream. Red light distortion. It's a beast. Facts. Machine Plus. See, I've been to everything a real pro level standalone could be. Instead, they left room for improvement. Still a very nice unit, but it's obviously $1,400. It's the least attractive feature. Let's throw that on the screen again. It's coming from E Junior. Now, I like what you said there. You said that they left room for improvement. Isn't that how every business, everybody do this? That's why there's always a second version, a third version, Mark II, Mark III. You know what I mean? They can't put all of their sauce on one thing. Gotta leave room for version 2. Gotta make more money. It's all about marketing. Can't put it all in one product. So what you gonna do at the second one? When you bring it out again, what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? What you gonna put on now? So yeah, I mean, I you know, also the concept is if if they if they really put everything on this one, then nobody will buy it. That's the other part to the conversation. People complain about what you can and can't do. The fact that the plus don't come with battery, it's not really portable because we don't have a battery. But then if they put a battery in that thing and then charge you $2,800 for it, then it's expensive. I don't know. Well, like people just can't make up their mind, can't they? You know, I don't think it's worth it. So they decide not to put a battery in it to make it affordable in a lot of people's pockets. That's still overpriced. It's usually the people who can't afford it. They usually say things are overpriced. It's sometimes right, like people that can't afford something. You know, if it's over $5, it ain't worth it. You know, people just, I don't know. This is why I exist, I guess. I'm like the reasoning person. I'm like, man, look, don't fix your mind on stuff like you don't need it. You don't need it. If you already have a machine product, you good. Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. I mean, if you think about it, what's the what's what's so different than the Plus and or the MK3 with your laptop? You still gotta carry something with you. I mean, yeah, I mean, you got the laptop and the Plus. I mean, the MK3. Then you got the hard drive. It is taking up more space, but like, who is? I don't know, man. I'm just trying to like who. Why do you need a? I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop. I feel like I'm I'm hitting on the territory that could be so sensitive because I do preach that it's all about it's all about um it's all about preference. It's definitely all about preference. So you know, I'm just leave it like that. If that's what you prefer to use, that's great. You know, I didn't get one because Native Instruments didn't send me one. I would be talking about it. I would be doing more videos on it, but I didn't get one, that time around. But I think I will still say the same thing I'm saying now. Because people are going to ask, this usually the topic, is it worth it? And I'll tell people, if you have the MK3, you good. There's no need to get the Plus. If you want mobility, then get the Plus. Keep in mind, though, you don't have battery. So you're portable. You partial portable. You're portable. You still gotta find an outlet. So if your idea is to make beats on a plane ride to Japan, you gotta find a battery. And then in some cases, taking on a plane a battery, probably not. It you know that's another issue right there because that could be considered hazardous. So I bought the Atom SQ. Quest, I appreciate your support. Yeah, that would be cool to have Elon, but then Studio One wouldn't be. It wouldn't be where it is now. Studio One would be probably $2,500. If Elon was investing in this here, but I can tell you this: Studio One will probably uh sit on a throne for sure. Will definitely trump personas because now we got people like Elon. You know what I mean? That's funny. Software and gear is definitely a big investment. Agreed. Agreed. Standalone is for kiddies. I think I'm all caught up. Oh yeah, 803. You like that? You like that feature? I love S1 feature to be able to play the MIDI. If you stop in the middle and fix something and be able to keep going, man. When I discovered that, I was like, "Bet that right there." So you can treat MIDI like audio, because wherever you stop in the audio is just where you stop, and you hit start, it's gonna play from that point. So MIDI is doing the same thing. I wonder how long that feature been in Studio One, because that was a sleeper for real. Studio One snuck that on us. I think it's been in there for a minute. And then I seen Gregor. It was either him or um I forgot. It was one of them. One of them mentioned it, and I was like, "Bad." Touch Tone is back. What up? Touch Tone, you digging the guitar pack? By the way, Touch Tone is talking about the pack we got here on display on the screen. That's what he's talking about, guys. Touch Tone bought the guitar pack, and he's reporting. He's reporting that this joint is bananas. I'm beefing you up, bro. He said this pack is fire. He said your beat cannot be a hit until you buy this pack. That's what Touchtone said. He said you ain't got a hit until you get this pack. That's what he said. That's what he said, guys. See, I ain't making this stuff up. That's what he's saying. He said if you want that number one chart hit banger, you gotta grab this pack. That's what he talking about. That's what he mean when he said, "Man, this is a monster." Let's put that on the screen. That's what he's saying. I can't make this stuff up, guys. And it's only $15. But yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it. I appreciate all of the thumbs up and the new subscriptions. If you guys are new here, we got 15 people watching. That's what's up. That's what's up. Everybody wanted to see what my take was. It was like the number one. What? Studio One, the number one DAW. What has gotten into him? Basically, what I'm saying is, I appreciate that touchstone. Appreciate it. I had to beef up what you were saying. You know what I mean? I had to add a little extra in there, but I knew that's what you really meant. Oh my gosh. But I was searching for something, and I stumbled across those words. I'm like, is Studio One the best? Like, man, that's such a. But it's not me saying that. These are reviews. Touchstone said it's close to it. And I think it really boils down to what you guys are using, which determines the best DAW. I just read what was on Google and the respectable magazine companies that put Studio One at a certain ranking position. I'm just a messenger. I'm just reading what I found. I ain't making this stuff up. There's nothing Ellip's saying. But that's what it is. That's what it is. Studio One is such a modern DAW. It integrates with everything seamlessly. So yeah, I agree with those points, which is the reason why I use Studio One for many reasons, and we kind of went through a lot of those reasons on the stream. But I think we're going to end it here. I guess this is just a podcast, not really doing any music on this one. But I just want to come on right quick and talk to you guys. Touchstone says past Pro Tools a long time ago. I felt that way when I first. To be honest with you, I felt Logic was the thing. You know what I mean? I was just so against the Pro Tools thing. I just hated it. Pro Tools to me was so when I got on with Logic, I felt like Logic was the dog that was coming up and kind of beating them. You know what I mean? But then when I found out about Studio One, I was like, oh, okay, all right. Studio One is definitely that thing. But that's just my opinion. You know, if I got any Pro Tools guys watching, please don't take it as an offense. It's just us people who prefer, you know, a certain thing over another. That's just our opinion. Um, you know, if you're a Pro Tools user and you swear by it, then let that be that. You know, I'm pretty sure if I was using Pro Tools, then I would be saying the same thing. Pro Tools, like, man, Pro Tools knock everybody out of the water. 30% off. What's up, Clyde? What's happening? I know anybody that knows me by that name has to know me from the hometown. But what's happening? What's happening? How you feel, bro? It's been a while. It's been a while. Yeah. Yeah. Studio One is definitely, yeah. When I discovered Studio One, it was like no brainer, no brainer, and I was just looking at it from a mixing standpoint and production standpoint. I was like, oh yeah, this is. I think this is the drag and drop thing was like what? I was like, whoa, like this is amazing. You Gucci, that's what's up. That's what's up, bro. It's always good to hear from your people. It's always good to see that you're doing well. I think I seen a picture not too long ago. It looked like you were doing really well. I was like, man, he cleaned up real nice. So yeah, man, that's what's up, bro. Dave is in the building. What's happening, Dave? Dave, you're like 2 hours late. You making this a habit, man. What's going on? What's going on, Dave? Where you been, man? What's up, man? Anyway, it's good to have you, Dave. It's good to have you, man. Yeah, Clyde, you already know, man. You already know, man. Wish you could have caught the string from me. It's all good, bro. It's all good, man. It's all good. You already know we do this every day. You know, you missed it today. We'll do it again tomorrow. Catch me earlier. We gonna be here tomorrow. I don't know if I'm gonna do a lunch hour or evening. It just depends on the workflow I got. Hey Junior, appreciate all of the feedback and native should definitely never forget dedicated users like yourself. You are in a very rare class of machine users who actually make great music on Machine. Oh my gosh. Thank you. I appreciate that. I really do. I really do. I think I'm gonna do some more videos working Machine. You know, I periodically just do Machine stuff. You know what I mean? But when I'm in Studio One, it's always a plug-in. Well, not always, but Machine does make its way in the Studio One stuff because I have several reasons why I do that. Um, when we talked about it a little earlier today, we were talking about MIDI editing, right? MIDI editing in studio, I'm sorry, in Machine is not that sweet. It's not as sweet as it is Studio One. Studio One is on a different level when it comes to MIDI editing. Machine can do basic stuff. Like we still don't have straight lines or curves for the automation lane in Machine. Everything is still like, boom, 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 boom. It's like every resolution there's uh like a slider for it. Like there's like we can't make straight lines and make them ascend or decrease or descend or make smooth curves. You know what I mean? Like say we want to fade out or something. There is no way. Everything is automated and you got to paint it in. The day when they get rid of that and give us the ability to make those straight curves or curves, period. That's gonna be like, oh, okay, we there. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we got. That's what we got. Right now will be a good time to play the music of what we came up with, but this time we not. Or I just play the outro music. I'll just play the intro music. I could have had that music playing underneath me because we're doing podcast style. But anyway, if you guys don't have anything else, yeah, pick up the pack. Pick up the pack. Guitar pack. Guitar pack brush. Pick that up. $15 right now. $15. $15. 15. Get that. And then go for the course option. If you guys want the course along with the pack, you can buy them both as a bundle. $59. It comes out to $59. Right? So that means you get 2 courses for the price of 1 course. I'm telling y'all, that's a steal. You're the artist, paint your picture. Oh, check you out. Two niggas got it down pack. That's the saying at the end. Unless you was ending the stream for me. It's like, bruh, okay. Get to that line. Can't wait to get to that line. Ron say, fire deal. Ryan got the pack. Ryan got some courses from me. He's saying that this stuff is fire. Ron is vouching. He let y'all know what it is. But yeah, let's do this again tomorrow. And we're going to get back to the regular program schedule where we're going to create a beat live. If this is what you guys were looking for in the stream, I apologize. But we needed to talk about it. And I just wanted to talk to you guys about it and see what you guys were thinking. Once again, it was something I came up on. I was reading on the stream. Reading Google, as a matter of fact. It's like, you know what? Man, it's a pretty bold statement. Studio One is the number 1 DAW, at least for 2020. Y'all got issues with that? Take that up with music. What is it? Music. I gotta remember who did that. Music Tech. There we go. Yeah, y'all gotta take that up with Music Tech. They're the one who, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna argue. They can argue with you why Studio One is the number 1. They're gonna be like, man, we have a checklist of everything now. This is this, that, and this and that, and this and that. And we have all of the DAWs. We know what all DAWs do. Well, Studio One is in this slot because of this and that. And we did the testing. And I'm pretty sure they can do a spec sheet one by one. And then you're just gonna sit there and be like, oh, I didn't. Cause most of the times people disagree with something because it's based on feeling. It's based on nothing that people say is based on facts these days. You know what I'm saying? It's all based on what you think that's the best. You see all your buddies. You see what can be done in Ableton, what could be done in FL Studio, what could be done in Reason. You own Reason. You know what could be done in Reason. And then you just base your opinion based on those aspects. But you don't own Studio One, and so now you come in on the stream like, nah, man, I disagree. This is blah 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 blah. But you can't really disagree if you don't have reasonable cause to do so. I mean, on a personal standpoint, you can disagree. You know, if you feel like FL Studio is the best DAW, then you know you have every right to feel that way. And again, this is not my opinion. This is Music Tech, and they are a respected source in the music community. You know, it's what they said. I feel like I agree with it. And it even went into creativity. Like, as far as creativity, I think I read that somewhere where the creativity is far more. You have a better lane for creativity. I don't know if I agree with that. You could definitely do a lot in Studio One, but as far as creativity, if you ain't got modelers devices, I don't know how creative you can be. I think Ableton or Bitwig, hands down, can, like, you know. But they make plugins for everything these days. So, you know, you could definitely grab plugins and be creative and do stuff, weird stuff. So it's like, it don't matter what DAW you have, you know, these days. But I mean, the fact that Ableton Live come with the modular type thing, where you can adjust LFOs and stuff like that right out of the box, that right there is what make Ableton the most creative to me. There is no LFO. We got a few things in Studio One, but it ain't on the level of what is done inside of Ableton Live. So I'm gonna just tell you that. But anyway, we're gonna end the stream here. We already got the music rolling, so we're gonna go ahead and just end it right here. I want to appreciate all of you guys for watching. We still got 8 people watching. I appreciate all 8 of you guys, everyone that participated in the chat section, everyone that bought the pack, everyone that bought a course from me. I definitely appreciate you guys. My only goal is to help you. I'm not making any money off this, real talk. I mean, seriously, when you buy a pack for $15, what really can you buy with $15? You can't even buy a meal these days for $15. But I had to charge something because, you know, that does help pay the lights. That does help pay the internet bill when I'm on these streams. So, you know, these videos I do right now, when you buy a pack, that helps the channel. When you buy a course, that helps the channel. You know what I'm saying? That helps me continue to do what I do, push out more content, and you know, kind of make up for the time that I take away from projects that I do. You know, so that's just a way of like showing support or whatever. So I definitely appreciate that. My name is Ella, Creative Sound, Creative University. We're going to end it right here. I said that 5 times. But wherever music is argued, artists paint your picture, stay creative without rules. Let's do this again tomorrow, guys. All right.